Hellfest. Action.
So Hellfest tells a story about a group of friends who go to a haunted park that has many attractions, and a killer infiltrates this park and stalks certain victims, and slowly but surely he picks them off one by one. It's a very simple concept, and this movie has been done before. There's a movie called Slaughterhouse, or The Slaughterhouse something, where a group of insane asylum patients escape and they infiltrate a park and they basically take over. So this isn't really a unique movie, but it's still shot better than that movie, and this actually has a theatrical release, which is surprising. This is a low budget horror movie, and therefore you should go out to watch it just to support it. We need more horror movies out there, so go out and support this movie. What also makes this movie scary is the fact that this stuff kind of has happened before. You always hear stories like this has happened where somebody will die and their body won't be found for days or weeks until it starts to decay. So that right there already makes this movie kind of scary going into it, because you know that there is some realism to the movie. Now this movie has three groups of friends. It's one group of friends, and we got three groups basically. It's three couples. You got the really horny couple, the kind of horny couple, and then the couple that like each other but just kind of shy and they just won't commit. It does a decent job of making you kind of like the shy couple. You kind of like them and you kind of get invested, but then the other characters you just kind of like, nah, I don't really care too much. Especially this punk rock girl, because the only thing that comes out of her mouth is just horny sex talk, and she just talks sexual crude stuff or about how she's just a bad girl, and it gets to the point where it's just ad nauseum and you just want her to shut up. The killer in this movie is an interesting concept. I like what they were going for. They kind of got the silent killer. He doesn't say anything. He wears a mask that basically looks like a human face that's been rotten and deteriorating, kind of like Leatherface in a way. He wears a hoodie because it's cold out. He basically just looks like your everyday person. That's what's more realistic about this movie, is that this person could be anybody. And at this park, there's a lot of people who wear that same mask, so there's also the mistaken identity of, is that the killer or is that the killer? Is that the real one or the fake one, the actor? And I really appreciate the fact that they don't give this guy a backstory. There's no motivation for this killer. He's like Myers or Norman Bates. He just is doing this for fun. He stalks victims basically if they just kind of give him, if they look at him and they act like they're not scared, he wants to go scare them and then eventually murder them. This movie also purposely makes you expect things and then subverts your expectations, where you'll think it's gonna go one way or somebody's gonna die one way, and then it just completely pulls the rug out from underneath you in one scene, and I like that when a movie can do that. Now this movie does have a lot of jump scares, and that's always a pet peeve of people who go to horror movies. They hate that jump scare noise, but in this movie it's about a haunted park where people are paid to jump out of corners and scare you, so therefore this movie is written in a way where jump scares are actually necessary and they fit the setting. My last positive for this movie will be the set designs, the haunted trails, the mazes, the people who were scaring people. It all felt genuine and real, like this place could exist. Like you believe this place was an actual place and it's not like a Hollywood set. It actually looks real, and I just feel like they did a phenomenal job making you feel like you were at this haunted trail with them, and it looked great. Lots of good lighting, good visuals. So I really enjoyed the haunting setting, the setting of this movie. Now on to my negatives. The killer, for some reason, has this hum. When he's walking around, he hums, he sings like a little song, just da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. I don't know what it was, but it just totally threw me off. It was weird. I didn't like it. I like silent killers. He's silent, but then he hums every once in a while, and I don't know why they did that. It was just a weird choice they went with, and I feel like you could just take that out. It wasn't necessary. There's no backstory to be like, this is why he hums. It's just unnecessary. The kills in this movie are very lackluster. It's basically like the Scream movies. You're not gonna get anything but stabbings, and it's just not very creative. There's one kill where it's kind of creative, but not really, because it kind of just cuts away real quick, so you don't see much. So this isn't going to be a splatterfest and gore or anything. You're not going to get that in this movie. Even though the trailer, when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is going to be a real good bloody movie. It's not. Like I said before, the punk girl, she can be kind of annoying because she is that cliche horny person. And there's lots of scenes where the two other couples are just constantly making out. They're on rides and they're supposed to be getting scared, but they're just too busy making out all the time. So it's just cliche horny teenage college kids. The only interesting characters, like I said before, the main shy couple, but then the boyfriend goes off to win a prize, but he knows he sucks. So therefore he wants to go commit theft before he goes, So it's at the last second they kind of make you not care too much. It kind of just takes away the likability of this character before he goes, because he starts wanting to commit theft just to please a girl. And then Tony Todd's cameo, like his role in this movie, it's just like not even necessary. He's the owner of this park. Like in the beginning of the movie, all you hear is his voice over the PA trying to scare people like, "Welcome to Hellfest." And I feel like that's all you really need. You didn't even have to see his face. But he is the owner of this park, and I feel like it just wasn't even necessary for him to be a character. There is no character there, just nothing. It would have been interesting to see his emotion, like his reaction to everything that goes down, because eventually the whole park is aware that there is a killer there, and they all start scattering away, and I would have liked to just have a scene where he sees that, or like what's his reaction to it, but we don't get that. And then my final negative will be the fact that this freaking place has like real weapons. Like I understand that some places have chainsaws, but they don't have fucking blades on it, you know? This place has a real guillotine, or at least a sharp one that's not 100% sharp. It's sharp. And then there's like needles, like syringes laying around with actual needles, sharp points, and actual axe like in the wall or somewhere. Just actual weapons that you could just pick up. Anybody could pick up. They're not like cemented down. You can just pick it up. So it's like safety hazards at this place. This place tries to go way too far. But yeah, that's just like my... Really, it's just kind of like a shake your head moment where you kind of have to question the realisticness of the movie, because would that actually exist at any haunted park? I've been to quite the few in my life, and they've never had real weapons just lying around. But yes, this movie was enjoyable to some extent. I was let down because of the fact that this killer didn't really do anything real special. There wasn't real practical effects that you got to see. Just one real kind of neat kill, but that's it really. But yeah, other than that, this movie was alright. It wasn't great, but it was alright. So therefore, when it comes to Hellfest, I would recommend that you just go rent it at Redbox. Those are my thoughts on Hellfest. Have you seen this movie? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And as always, remember to like and subscribe by clicking on that beautiful cartoon face in 5 seconds for more awesome, fantastical, awesome content. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.